In this world, people spend too much time looking outside, watching, judging, comparing, talking. But the real transformation happens within. If you waste your energy on everything and everyone, what remains for yourself? Silence is not just about keeping your mouth shut. Silence means withdrawing from unnecessary distractions. It means conserving your energy for something higher. You don't have to announce your goals, explain your journey, or seek approval. When you focus on yourself, the world may not understand. That's fine, because you are not here to satisfy the world, you are here to elevate yourself. Have you noticed? The loudest people are often the most restless. They talk about success, but achieve nothing. They criticize, complain, and seek attention. But those who truly grow, who truly become something, move in silence. A seed grows into a mighty tree in complete silence. The river carves its path without asking for permission. The sun does not shout to shine, it simply rises. So ask yourself, do you want noise or do you want growth? If you truly focus on yourself, if you truly stay silent, something powerful happens. Your energy rises, your mind becomes clear. You stop reacting and start creating. Your presence itself speaks louder than words. So focus on your own path, stay silent, work in the shadows, and when the time comes, your success will make the noise for you. Energy is one of the most valuable resources you have, yet most people spend it carelessly. Every thought you entertain, every conversation you engage in, and every reaction you give to unnecessary things consumes a part of your energy. If you are constantly involved in meaningless arguments, gossip, or trying to prove something to others, you are draining yourself without even realizing it. Energy is not unlimited, it must be preserved and directed towards something that elevates you. Observe yourself for a single day. How many times do you speak when it is not necessary? How much mental space do you give to things that do not serve your growth? Every time you react emotionally to someone's words, every time you try to correct another person's perception of you, and every time you give attention to something unimportant, you are scattering your energy. When energy is scattered, there is no progress. Look at those who have achieved something meaningful in life. They do not waste time in idle talk. They do not run around explaining themselves. Instead, they move with focus and intention. Their energy is contained, not wasted. Just like a river that flows with force when it has a clear direction, your energy will work for you only when you stop pouring it into things that do not matter. This is why silence is powerful. When you stop reacting to everything, you naturally become more stable. When you withdraw from unnecessary conversations, you gain clarity. When you stop defending yourself against every small criticism, you become unshakable. Instead of trying to change the noise around you, rise above it. Let your actions speak, let your focus do the work. When you master this, you will notice something incredible. People who once demanded your attention will start to wonder about you. They will notice the depth of your presence without you saying a word. Silence is often misunderstood. People think it means just keeping your mouth shut, but true silence is much deeper than that. It is an inner stillness, a way of moving through life without being disturbed by unnecessary noise. Those who achieve great things do not waste time making announcements. They do not need to prove their intelligence in every conversation or seek validation for their ideas. Instead, they act, they create, and they grow in silence. Look at the most powerful forces in nature. A seed grows into a giant tree in complete silence. The sun rises every morning without making a sound. And the river carves through mountains without asking for attention. Power does not need noise. Power needs focus. When you truly understand this, you will stop feeling the need to constantly express yourself. You will stop explaining your plans to others because you will realize that action speaks far louder than words. The loudest people are often the most insecure, constantly seeking approval and attention, but those who are truly working on themselves have no need for such things. They are busy creating, learning, and growing. Comparison is one of the biggest distractions in life. The moment you start looking at others and measuring yourself against them, you lose focus on your own journey. No two lives are the same and no two people are meant to follow the exact same path. Yet society conditions us to constantly compare. Who is more successful? Who is making more money? Who has achieved more at a younger age? But what people fail to see is that everyone has a different timeline. A tree that takes 10 years to grow does not feel inferior to a flower that blooms in a few months. It simply follows its own nature. When you compare yourself with others, you give away your peace. Instead of focusing on your progress, you start worrying about how you appear in the eyes of others. This is a never-ending cycle because no matter what you achieve, there will always be someone ahead of you. The wise do not concern themselves with such things. They focus only on what they can control, their own growth, their own discipline, and their own mastery. The day you stop looking outside and start looking within, a great shift happens. You no longer feel the need to compete, impress, or prove anything to anyone. You move with purpose, knowing that the only person you need to surpass is who you were yesterday. The way you see the world depends on how much you observe. Most people listen to respond, not to understand. They watch to judge, not to learn. When you observe deeply, you realize that everything is teaching you something. Every situation, every person, and even the silence around you has a lesson if you are willing to see it. But to observe, you must first quiet the noise within yourself. If your mind is constantly occupied with unnecessary thoughts, worries, or opinions, you will not have the clarity to see things as they are. People who talk too much rarely listen, and people who are always reacting never truly see. When you develop the habit of observing without reacting, you gain an immense advantage in life. You begin to notice things others overlook. You see patterns in people's behavior. You recognize opportunities before they appear obvious. And most importantly, you understand yourself better. The more you observe, the less you need to speak. Your words become more meaningful and your actions become more powerful. Instead of rushing to respond, you take your time. Instead of jumping to conclusions, you allow things to unfold. This kind of awareness cannot be taught through words. It can only be developed through practice. The world does not need more noise, it needs more clarity. And clarity comes from observation, not from endless talking. Nature is the greatest teacher if you are willing to learn. Everything in existence moves with purpose, yet nothing in nature rushes. The sun does not need to remind the world of its presence. It simply shines. A tree does not compete with the one next to it. It simply grows to its fullest potential. The river does not argue with obstacles. It finds a way through them. When you align yourself with this natural wisdom, life becomes effortless. There is no need to prove anything, no need to seek approval, and no need to force things to happen before their time. The greatest things in life happen in silence. Growth, healing, transformation, these do not need announcements. They happen quietly within you. But to experience this, you must learn to be patient. People today are in a hurry for everything. They want quick success, immediate results, and instant recognition. But anything that grows too fast without strong roots will eventually collapse. The strongest trees are the ones that take time to develop deep roots. If you want to be unshakable, focus on your foundation. Work on yourself, build your skills, strengthen your mind, and do it without seeking validation. Let your growth be like nature, silent, steady, and unstoppable. The need for validation is one of the biggest obstacles to true self-growth. The moment you start seeking approval from others, you give them power over you. You allow their opinions to dictate your actions, their praise to determine your worth, and their criticism to affect your confidence. But ask yourself, who are these people you are trying to impress? Most of them are too busy with their own struggles to truly understand yours. And even if they do approve of you today, their opinions may change tomorrow. This is why seeking validation is a never-ending cycle. The only real approval that matters is the one you give yourself. When you are deeply focused on your path, you stop looking around for applause, you stop explaining yourself, because you realize that those who understand do not need explanations, and those who do not understand will never see things the way you do. People often speak of success as something that needs to be showcased. But real success is silent. It is not in the applause or recognition, it is in the quiet confidence that comes from knowing you are on the right path. When you no longer need approval, you become free. You move differently, think differently, and operate from a place of inner strength. You no longer chase attention, you attract it by simply becoming the best version of yourself. Success is never about how much noise you make. It is about how much work you do in silence. The ones who are constantly talking about their goals, their ambitions, and their plans are often the ones who accomplish the least. Why? Because energy spent on speaking is energy taken away from doing. The more you talk about what you are going to do, the less pressure you feel to actually do it. Words create an illusion of progress, but only actions bring real results. If you truly want to grow, discipline yourself to work without seeking attention. Move in silence. Let your actions be louder than your words. The greatest minds, the most powerful individuals, and the highest achievers all have one thing in common. They do not announce every step they take. They act, they build, they grow, and when they emerge, people wonder how they did it. But the truth is, they were working in silence all along. When you stop talking about your dreams and start building them, the results will speak for themselves. Let your silence be your power, and let your success be the noise. Most people are too focused on how others perceive them. But the reality is that no one is thinking about you as much as you think. Everyone is occupied with their own struggles, their own insecurities, and their own desires. Yet people waste so much energy trying to impress others, seeking approval, and worrying about what someone else might say. This is an endless cycle because no matter what you do, there will always be people who criticize, misunderstand, or doubt you. If you allow their words to affect you, you will forever be controlled by opinions that hold no real value. The moment you stop caring about what others think, you become free. You start making choices based on your own truth, not based on what will be accepted or praised. You stop explaining yourself because you realize that those who truly understand do not need explanations, and those who do not understand are not meant to be part of your journey. The only person you should be competing with is yourself. When you stop worrying about how others see you, you can finally focus on how you see yourself. And that is the only thing that truly matters. Growth does not happen in the comfort of constant validation. It happens in the silence of self-discipline. Most people want to improve, but they are not willing to be uncomfortable. They want strength without struggle, wisdom without experience, and success without effort. But real growth happens in solitude, in the moments when no one is watching. When you wake up early to work on yourself while others are still sleeping, when you choose discipline over distraction, when you push forward even when no one is cheering you on, that is where transformation happens. The greatest athletes train in silence. The best minds learn when no one is watching. And the strongest individuals build themselves when no one is around to praise them. If you need an audience to stay motivated, you will never reach your full potential. True power comes when you do the work, even when no one sees, even when no one appreciates it. That is when you separate yourself from the rest. Most people will only notice your success, but they will never see the silent battles, the sacrifices, and the effort it took to get there. And that is why your focus should never be on impressing others. It should be on becoming the best version of yourself, whether people see it or not. Mastering yourself is the highest achievement you can attain in this life. People think success is about money, status, or recognition, but true success is about mastering your own mind, emotions, and actions. If you cannot control yourself, everything else you achieve will mean nothing. How many people have wealth but no peace? How many have fame but no fulfillment? The real battle is not outside, it is within. If you do not learn to control your emotions, they will control you. If you do not master your thoughts, They will dictate your life. This is why silence and self-focus are so important. When you withdraw from unnecessary distractions and turn your energy inward, you start to see yourself clearly. You begin to understand your strengths, your weaknesses, and your true purpose. You stop being influenced by the noise of the world and instead you create your own path. The most powerful people in the world are not those who shout the loudest. They are the ones who have mastered themselves so completely that nothing outside of them can shake them. This level of mastery does not come from listening to the world. It comes from listening to yourself. Success is not about speed, it is about direction. Too many people rush through life trying to achieve more, acquire more, and be recognized faster, but in this hurry they forget that real success is not measured by how fast you reach a goal, but by how well you build the foundation for lasting growth. If you build something too quickly without a strong base, it will collapse just as fast. The world celebrates overnight success, but what they don't see are the years of silent work, the sacrifices, and the discipline behind it. Look at nature. No tree bears fruit the day after it is planted. It takes seasons of growth, deep roots, and silent transformation before it flourishes. If you want true success, focus on the process, not just the outcome. Instead of chasing speed, master consistency. Show up every day, do the work, and trust the timing of your life. Those who rush often make mistakes, but those who move with patience and precision create something that lasts. The strongest individuals are those who do not let emotions control them. In life, people will test you. Some will provoke you. Some will try to drag you into unnecessary conflicts. And some will misunderstand you no matter what you say. If you react to everything, you give them power over you. Imagine a fire. It burns only as long as it is fed fuel. The moment you stop reacting, you stop giving people control over your emotions. Silence is not weakness, it is mastery. A calm mind makes better decisions, while an emotional mind makes mistakes. When you stay silent in unnecessary arguments, you save your energy for what truly matters. When you do not respond to negativity, you rise above it. People who argue all the time do not grow, they remain stuck in the same cycle of reactions and emotions. But those who observe, who understand, and who choose silence when needed, these are the people who move forward. Every battle is not worth fighting. Sometimes the greatest strength is in walking away with your energy and focus intact. Most people fail not because they lack talent or ability, but because they lack discipline. Discipline is what separates the dreamers from the doers. You can have all the potential in the world, but if you do not have the discipline to work on yourself every day, your potential means nothing. The most successful people are not the ones who only work when they feel motivated. They are the ones who work even when they don't feel like it. Motivation comes and goes, but discipline is what keeps you moving forward. If you are serious about your growth, you must train yourself to do what is necessary, not what is easy. Wake up early, stay focused, remove distractions, and stick to your path even when no one is watching. The hardest part is starting, but once you build momentum, discipline becomes a way of life. Instead of waiting for the perfect moment, create the moment. Success does not come from occasional effort. It comes from daily habits. Every day that you stay disciplined is another step towards becoming the person you are meant to be. A person who talks too much about their plans often never achieves them. The more you speak about what you are going to do, the more you create the illusion that you are already making progress. But speaking is not doing. When you announce your goals to the world, you open yourself to unnecessary opinions, doubts, and distractions. Some will discourage you, some will mock you, and some will try to take your energy away from the work that matters. This is why the wisest people move in silence. They do not reveal their next step. They simply take it. By keeping your plans private, you protect them. You give yourself the space to work without interference. When you finally succeed, you will not need to explain how you did it. Your results will speak for themselves. Let your growth be quiet, your focus be strong, and your progress be steady. Not everyone needs to know your journey. What matters is that you know where you are going and that you stay committed to your path. When you truly master yourself, you become unshakable. The world will always have noise, distractions, negativity, and opinions, but none of it will affect you if you are rooted in yourself. Self-mastery is not about controlling everything around you, it is about controlling how you respond to it. It means being so deeply focused on your growth that external circumstances do not disturb your peace. It means knowing yourself so well that no one can define you except you. Many people spend their lives reacting to what others say, to what happens around them, to what they cannot control. But those who have mastered themselves do not waste energy on things beyond their influence. They direct all their power inward, shaping themselves into the strongest version they can be. They do not allow small things to break their focus. They do not let temporary emotions drive their actions. Instead, they move with purpose, clarity, and confidence. This is real power, not in controlling others, but in being so complete within yourself that nothing outside of you can shake your foundation. Not everything requires your reaction. Most people spend their energy responding to things that do not matter. Someone makes a negative comment and they feel the need to defend themselves. Someone disagrees with them and they waste hours arguing. They see something they do not like and they let it disturb their peace. But what does any of this truly change? Nothing. The truth is, the more you react, the more you get pulled into unnecessary situations. The moment you stop reacting to every little thing, you take back control of your energy. Imagine standing in front of a mirror. If you keep moving, the reflection is unclear. But when you become still, everything becomes sharp. The same happens with the mind. When you stop reacting and start observing, you gain clarity. You begin to see things for what they are, not for how they make you feel in the moment. Every reaction is a choice, and if you can choose where to invest your attention, you become powerful. People who react to everything live at the mercy of the external world, but those who remain steady, who observe and respond only when necessary, are the ones who move forward. Instead of letting outside forces dictate your emotions, protect your peace by choosing silence. Not everything deserves your attention, and not everything is worth your energy. There is a difference between being busy and being productive. Many people mistake activity for progress. They fill their days with tasks, conversations, and distractions, believing they are working hard, but at the end of the day they have moved nowhere. True productivity is not about how much you do, but about how much of what you do actually matters. A person who works in silence, focused on their craft, will always achieve more than someone who talks about their plans but never follows through. Productivity requires clarity, knowing exactly what you want and eliminating everything that does not align with that vision. Most people stay busy because they are afraid of stillness. In stillness, you are forced to face yourself, to reflect on whether your actions are meaningful or just movement without purpose. When you silence the noise and truly focus, you become efficient. Instead of working harder, you work smarter. Instead of wasting energy on unimportant things, you channel all your effort into what truly matters. The ones who succeed are not the ones who do the most, but the ones who do what is necessary with absolute focus and discipline. Your energy is your greatest currency, and where you invest it determines the quality of your life. If you constantly give your energy to things that drain you, unnecessary conflicts, pointless entertainment, negative people, you will always feel exhausted and unfulfilled. But if you invest your energy in things that elevate you, learning, creating, growing, you will see extraordinary transformation. Just like money, if you spend energy recklessly, you will have nothing left for what truly matters. Protecting your energy means being mindful of what you consume, what you engage with, and where you direct your thoughts. Most people do not realize how much energy they lose in things that do not serve them. Every conversation, every piece of information, every emotional reaction, these all take energy. But when you learn to guard your energy and use it wisely, you become unstoppable. You wake up with a sense of purpose, your actions become more intentional, and you start attracting the right opportunities. Do not waste your energy proving yourself to others or explaining your every move. Keep your focus sharp, your intentions clear, and your energy directed towards your growth. Where your energy flows, your life will follow. The greatest transformations happen in silence. Growth is not loud, it is a slow and steady process. A seed does not break the soil overnight, a body does not get strong in a single workout, and a mind does not become wise without years of learning. But in today's world, people want instant results, they want success without effort, wisdom without experience, and mastery without patience. But anything great requires time. If you want real growth, embrace the process. Stay silent, stay consistent, and do the work, even when no one is watching. The most powerful people do not announce their progress at every step. They simply become better, day by day, until one day the world cannot ignore them. Silence allows you to focus. It removes distractions, unnecessary opinions, and external pressures. When you are silent, you are with yourself, and when you are with yourself, you truly grow. Be patient with your process, trust in your ability to improve, and know that real progress is made not when the world applauds, but when you silently push forward, becoming better than you were yesterday. Detachment is the key to inner peace. Most suffering comes from attachment to people, to opinions, to expectations. When you attach yourself to things you cannot control, you give them power over your emotions. If someone criticizes you, you feel hurt. If things do not go as planned, you feel frustrated. If people do not act as you expect, you feel disappointed. But the truth is, the more you hold on, the more you suffer. Detachment does not mean you stop caring. It means you stop clinging. It means you learn to navigate life with balance, without letting external circumstances control your inner state. When you detach, you move with freedom. You stop fearing loss because you realize that nothing truly belongs to you except your own actions. You stop seeking validation because you no longer depend on others to feel worthy. You stop wasting energy on things beyond your control and instead invest it in mastering yourself. A person who is attached to nothing is free from everything. They are not shaken by praise or criticism, by success or failure. They remain steady, knowing that their peace does not come from outside but from within. The strongest foundation you can build in life is self-reliance. When you rely too much on others, whether for happiness, success, or direction, you give away your power. People can leave, circumstances can change, and external sources of validation can disappear. But if you have built yourself from within, nothing can break you. This is why focusing on yourself is the most important thing you can do. Learn skills, strengthen your mind, build discipline, and cultivate self-awareness. The more you develop yourself, the less you need from the outside world. You become your own source of strength, your own guide, your own support. Most people fear being alone because they have not yet learned how to be with themselves. But solitude is not emptiness. It is the space where you truly discover who you are. When you stop depending on others for fulfillment, you realize that everything you need has always been within you. True independence is not about being alone, it is about being whole. When you reach that level, you move through life with confidence, with clarity, and with the unshakable knowledge that you are enough. Your mind is your greatest tool, but for most people, it is also their greatest enemy. The mind is constantly filled with noise, opinions from others, fears about the future, regrets from the past, and endless distractions. It pulls you in 100 different directions, making it difficult to focus, to grow, and to truly understand yourself. But when you learn to silence the mind, you begin to see things clearly. You start recognizing which thoughts serve you and which thoughts are simply a waste of energy. Most people never take control of their minds. They allow every passing thought to dictate their emotions and their actions. If someone criticizes them, they feel hurt. If things do not go as planned, they feel defeated. If they face a challenge, they immediately doubt themselves. This happens because they have never trained their minds to remain steady. But a trained mind is like a still lake. It does not get disturbed by every ripple, every small disturbance. It remains calm, clear, and focused. When you learn to silence the noise in your mind, you become unshakable. You stop reacting emotionally to every situation and instead you respond with wisdom. You stop being controlled by your thoughts and instead you control your thoughts. This is real power, the ability to master your own mind, to direct your energy where it truly matters, and to stay focused on your growth without being distracted by things that do not serve you. The world will always be full of noise, but if your mind is silent and strong, nothing outside of you can disturb your peace. The journey of life is not about competing with others. It is about mastering yourself. Too often, people measure their progress based on someone else's timeline, comparing their achievements, their failures, and their growth to those around them. But the truth is, no two journeys are the same. Everyone has their own path, their own struggles, and their own timing. When you focus too much on others, you lose sight of yourself. You start chasing goals that are not even yours. You seek validation from people who do not matter, and you waste energy trying to prove something instead of actually becoming something. But when you turn inward, when you focus on your own growth, everything changes. You stop worrying about who is ahead and who is behind. You stop feeling the need to impress anyone. Instead, you wake up every day with one goal, to be better than you were yesterday. Growth is not about speed, it is about direction. Some people will move fast but go nowhere, while others will move slow but build something unshakable. The only thing that matters is that you keep going. Stay silent, stay focused, and let your progress be felt, not announced. The strongest individuals are not those who constantly talk about their journey, but those who walk it with unwavering commitment. Keep your eyes on your own path, and soon your success will speak for itself. In the end, life is not about how much noise you make or how many people notice you. It is about how deeply you grow and how strongly you build yourself from within. The world will always have distractions, opinions, and unnecessary battles, but none of them should take you away from your path. True power lies in silence, in discipline, and in an unshakable focus on becoming the best version of yourself. Let your actions speak louder than your words. Let your success be felt, not announced. Move in silence, grow in wisdom, and let your journey be a testament to your dedication. The strongest people are not those who seek validation, but those who remain steady, knowing that their time will come. Focus on yourself, stay silent, and let your results make the noise.